Yeah, very.
More than once.
That's a good thing, man. But what things are going? Football last night.
Yeah. I predicted 3-1, you know. I figured we'd score, but we played even a little bit better than we did.
In the free.
Zidane had said 3-love, and
Uh-huh.
Mr. P had said 4-love. I'd said 3-1.
Had some injuries going in, so I don't know if that would have been a factor. I think I hear Bonnie had a knock and some other people had a knock going in, so it would have affected the makeup of the team.
Right. All right, so let me just announce that the debate between correction and preacher is set. We couldn't get it this week. These are two busy men with busy schedules, and we couldn't find a convenient time between now and Friday. Monday is a bad day for one of them who has extra work-related stuff to do. So the earliest available date is Tuesday. Tuesday at 2 o'clock, or a little after the 2 o'clock. And the moot is, did the government, what the word?
Drop the ball?
And not drop the ball. But one of them heard when they didn't support the bid to get EMC for the 20. Basically, did the government do the right thing or did never do the right thing? Correction says, of course, they did not do the right thing, and preacher said they did the right thing. So now listen now, that's the next big debate next Tuesday.
Let me wait on it before we take the cards, because I don't know if you saw the announcement yesterday about the money allocated for local government election.
Something near billion.
1.7 billion.
Yeah.
That is 4 World Cup.
Yeah.
Depending on the figure, if you believe the 400 billion. Because one question I want to find out is, how did they come up with the 400 million? Anybody come to you yet with a breakdown of how they got 400 million? That just pluck out of the sky. That figure pluck out of the sky. 1.7 billion set aside for local government. After the baby election, you know, have it.
Yeah.
General election are the bigger one, you know. So you know, see a bigger money put aside for that.
1.7 billion times 2.
That's after the general election.
Yeah.
What it shows us is that the government is prioritizing government business. Cricket are up on the front burner for them right now. For them take up.
They'll tell you that it's not government business.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
For them to take up 400 million, we just throw that figure out there because them say it. To put on a sporting event when they might try to win back an election, to them is going to seem like a waste of time. I'm throwing that out there.
You know what I have stopped doing? I will make no more arguments for or against it. You can enough.
Yeah, man, that's what we do. But one look at them come on the big show, we have to talk about.
Yes, that is, I would expect no less.
My question is, were the other major players consulted in this decision not to bid? Major players meaning, did Nigel Clark, Minister of Finance, Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, did they have a meeting with the Minister of Sports and they come to the conclusion that we can't afford this? Are two of the major players that you have to link, you know. Nigel hold the purse strings, Ed run the tourism thing, Ed are the best tourism minister in history. You have to link them people and say, Sir Ed, why you think? Nigel, why you think? We can afford this? Orville, when you look at it, you know, 400 million, still I throw it out there because of that, them say, is monkey money in this country to some people. Developers across this island, and these are things we know for a fact, and I guess, spend that and more to make some of the whole heap of development we see across the island. That is monkey money. You're telling me that these developers that are putting up these high-rise apartments across Jamaica have more money than the government? When they put up these developments, whether it be loan or whatever, the government, if they were serious about bidding for this World Cup, they could have.
I know. No more comments. I don't want either of the debaters.
May I give them some look ahead,
to get pointers.
One more thing before we go.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, there was controversy in the public sphere about the government taking money from the public purses to help out a certain institution. The Minister of Finance came out and said, no, man, we're not trouble the public money. This money is coming from scammers and drug money and all of those money, because money does sit down there. Would it be unethical or immoral for that said money to go towards the World Cup if it was important enough to the government and nation building and the people and all of that? I'm asking these. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm asking from a place of ignorance. When you think of staging a World Cup, don't think about the benefits that the government will get immediately. Think about the juice man, the peanut man, the soup man, the little lady where I sell her juice, the taxi man, the juta man, the Airbnb. We have to think big, we have to think too small and think about the government get back 400 million from them, invested 400 million. And again, I'm just positing that number because it's out there. But when you think of Miss Mary, where I sell her soup, and the man where I sell him juice, and the peanut man, and the taxi man, and all of those people that would benefit from a spin-off of a World Cup here,
There are good arguments on that side of it.
yeah, but
Are there good arguments on the other side?
somebody have to help with.
Well, that's why.
Does the Minister of Information have information to share?
I'll leave it there. Here's the other question: Did the Jamaica Cricket Association do enough to convince the government that they should come on board? Now, the answer to that question, we'll get some more immediate answers because we have the Vice President of the JCA, Dr. Bennett, will be rolling in around about 150.
But hold on. We know that these sporting organizations, Orville, they throw out their calendars in advance. From the year start, you can say, we're going for the year, we're going for next year, we're going for the next 2 years. This World Cup did not creep up on us,
We know about it.
Everybody know about this long time. We make it sound like a just last month and then we say, oh, we can't afford it. If we're serious about it and they plan for it, what could they deal with it? May I say that?
Yeah, I said that outright.
Yeah, man.
We could take the first call. Hello? Hello? Hello?
That person are ready for us?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
You're live on air,
We're hearing you, so talk up. We're hearing you. You're not here, we apparently.
Who is that? Who is it? Who? Who is it, Oscar? I'm going to try again. Remember, we'll be getting Dr. Bennett in at maybe another 10 minutes for hear from the JCS in this ongoing discussion. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Orville. How you doing?
I am not too bad. Who is it?
This is Ryan from Africa.
This is who?
Ryan from Africa.
Ryan from where?
Africa.
Oh, you're calling from Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, how you doing?
You're calling for the first time, Ryan?
No, I've called you several times before.
You called before. What say you today?
Yeah. All right. Now, regarding the cricket World Cup, let's make it clear, to be honest, I'm not a really big cricket fan, but I listen to sport. I used to watch the back in the day when Courtney was from my team that grew up in Jamaica, and I'm more football.
Yes.
However, I'm listening to this video, and we got to be clear. To be honest, the government was going to get a beating on this topic regardless, anyway they went. We're not politics either. If the government did decide to go ahead and watch that World Cup, the next side that beat them, that the country cannot afford to pay the doctors and lawyers, teachers and left, and them take this degree as that, what am I taking the money for doing it? So anyway they went on this topic, they would get a beat on it. There was a lose-lose situation for them.
Yes.
So listening to on that point, it's clear. On the other point, I'm listening to what they're saying. Based on who's supposed to put in the bid, which is the cricket board. They never put in the board. So I'm listening to my experience saying that the planning was supposed to be done at least 3-4 years ago to put things in place. Based on what they're saying is this was done 3 months ago. And that's poor planning on their part. They can't beat them, you can't beat the government and not beat the other party. And that's the thing with Jamaica, we just look short term. So the government, if the government to go ahead and say, you know what? I see where tourism and little man can make money after this, but we are lose right after the top. The PMP and other side who are against him are compete them. We don't have the money and we come and that's 400 much million from this. So anywhere they went, if you be honest, they would get a beat.
Well, there's a saying, anyway you turn make a joke, that's the colloquial way to put it.
That's it.
The English way is damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. So what they can do, and if they want to be serious, is to learn from this and put proper planning for not just the cricket World Cup, also for football and for sport. You got to be open. This day and age where you have technology out there, you can do research and what. These things don't supposed to get from here. So that's just my little piece on it.
All right, your little piece was well appreciated. What you say your name again?
Ryan.
Ryan from Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah. Bless.
All right.
You know that damned if you do, damned if
man.
you don't.
Anyway,
you turn Maka joke.
Caught between a rock and a hard place.
You know, so several
ways.
terms. If you look at it. We'll take the next one then. The next one is Faith.
Space?
Yes. Hello.
Greetings.
Wagwan Faith.
Yeah, man. There's the kind of against the government spending money to host this World Cup thing, you know. But I think what I get to understand though from the discussions and the program, it seems as if it's the older folk, people over 50 or so, seem to be interested in this World Cup thing, which really, as a person who in the late 30s, I don't have such interest in the World Cup where the government should spend all this money and put on the World Cup. I think you should get economists to organize a telethon if your callers so interested in it. Let them run a telethon and see if they can could have put on the World Cup then.
Come on.
What kind of argument is that, my friend?
Faith.
Yeah, but no, but I wouldn't feel good for no say in my community. We have a couple roads that want to deal with and the USA government can't find the money to fix the road, but we have put on a World Cup where a few people are going to enjoy it.
Faith, for one, even if you wanted to, no. The bidding process is complete. The venues have been identified.
No, I'm just talking general, you know.
So there's nothing we could have done now. So I'm not sure where you would have want economists.
No, I'm not talking general. I'm saying somebody, if they are the private sector, the GSA could have get some private sector people say, all right, it's 400 million. Come together and put some money and bid on the thing.
They said GSA could have done.
We don't think sports. We don't think government should be the forerunner for put on the poor country to put on sporting events.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, if the venues, now if the venues not in tip-top condition, I think you can probably beat the government for that. But not for really I've spent so much money so we have put on a tournament that a few people are going to enjoy.
What do you mean a few? What do you mean a few? So because you're not going to enjoy it, you don't think others will enjoy it, Face?
Few people.
What you call a few?
The supporters, the one and few who go and watch cricket in Sabina.
You're like the many who are thinking small, my friend. Cricket is not limited to the few who turn up at Sabina. This is a World Cup. It's not limited to 1 and 2 people who may turn up from Jamaica to support it. Other teams will carry their supporters. It is streamed across the world. Don't think in a box, my friend.
Hold the line, Face. Hold the line. We're coming back. Hold on.
We may be all over the world, but we're still in this together. Feel, make it easy for you get your money. So if you have to get something from your brother or mommy, hey, it's a not Insta, it's a MoneyGram. Zoom, check your phone, your money land. VMBS money transfer. Safer, faster, easier. Sign up for VMBS direct to bank account transfer today. No matter step out, free time, no line. Straight in your account, money reach long time. VMBS money transfer.
Here's great news for men 40 years or older with an NHF card. The PSA test for prostate cancer is now a new benefit. Use your NHF card and get a discount of $1,600 for one PSA test each year. Pay less for your PSA test and take charge of your health. Contact NHF for labs accepting NHF card for the PSA test. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you. A message from the National Health Fund.
It is your right to know what you want. Information at your fingertips. It's for the man in the streets, for those in business. Information for everybody. No has it, so you can use it to develop your community. Your right to know information at your fingertips.
A message from the Access to Information Unit.
BKW, it's not just a win, it's a win-win. Burger King, do your thing. It's like you pay one money and you win 2 times. Share with the crew that are yours.
This are mine.
Big two.
Mix and match the Whopper Junior Cheese Bacon and American Chicken Sandwich and Big Fish Combos.
Big two.
I double up your favorites.
Big BKW, it's not just a win, it's a win-win. Burger King,
Do your thing.
get the BKW Big 2. Burger King, best tasting burger under the sun.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at omegaklas.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right. Do we have Dr. Bennett yet? You're trying to read? You have him. All right. Fierce. We're not Fierce drop off. All right. So we go to Dr. Bennett's tree. All right. Dr. Bennett, sir.
Good afternoon, Sir Orville. How are you?
Mine not too bad. I'm here with Garfield Jones with me in studios, Dr. Bennett.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Hi, Garfield. How are you?
And for those who don't know, Dr. Bennett is the vice president of the Jamaica Cricket Association. Some say the president in waiting for the for the next election, depending on where that. Dr. Bennett, I'll bowl the first ball.
Yeah.
There are people who are blaming the government. The blame, they say, is enough to go around. But one of the issues that the public is saying, certain elements of the public, is that the JCA didn't do enough to sell the government the idea, and that your bid or your submission of a bid to the government was too late for the government to do it. How do you plead, Mr. Vice President?
All right. Well, let me back up a little bit. The invitation for bidding was sent to the government in sometime in April, the first week in April. This did not go through the JSA. This was a direct communique between Cricket West Indies and the government. That is how it is done. It went to the Ministry of Sport. All right. We waited and there was no response.
Let me just get that. Let me just understand that. We are neophytes in this. You're saying the IICB, when they are inviting, what do you call it? Bidder.
The submission of bids.
The submission of bids. They don't send it to the individual cricket bosses?
No. They will notify CW, the cricket, Jamaica Cricket Association. So they will send the bid directly to the Ministry of Sports. Sometimes copied to the Ministry of Tourism.
That is interesting. Didn't know that. But let me ask one more. You said that was sent to the Ministry of Sports by IICB in April
of this year.
Of this year. Was that the same time they sent it to all the other territories?
Oh, yes. Yeah. All the bids went out at the same time, the same day, the same time.
So people who are saying, should I do this from last year and the year before and things.
No. There's a time frame to all of this. The bids were sent out in April. I think they had until the end of May to bid. Don't quote me, but I think that was the time frame. They had until the end of May to send in a bid. And then this should have been considered, and then by the end of June, an announcement should have been made by the ICC as to what territories were chosen for the tournament. Right? So we are now to the end of June.
Okay. So the Ministry of Sports got the communique from the Western Board in April. Same time as all the other territories.
All the other territories.
What happened there?
Okay, well, no bid was submitted. So I personally got a call from the president of CEDAW, right, that's Dr. Kishore Shalom, well, literally expressing his apprehension and the fact that he couldn't see a tournament of this nature. It's the third largest tournament in the world as far as viewership is concerned. He could not see this tournament going forward without Jamaica being part of it.
Mm.
All right. So remember I said that an announcement should have been made at the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They, the cricket wrestling is went backwards. They try their best to push it to Jamaica.
No, but before you get to that, now,
Yeah.
the Minister of Sports got the communique from the IICB in April.
Right.
Was the JSA aware in April that the government had the?
Yes, I just told you that we are copied.
Both of them.
Yeah, you were copied.
Mhm.
Did the government sit with the JSA during that time in April, and had some meetings with you regarding?
No. I am not aware of any meeting. I hear about I'm hearing about correspondence and consultation. I am not aware of any consultation. Right?
Oh.
Or if there was any, it would have been quite minimal. It would have been anything that you weren't really talk about. Right?
So Doc, a figure being bandied about is that it would cost the nation about $450 million to host the World Cup.
Well, let us deal with that quickly. The ICC came here,
Yes.
all right, and they did an assessment, and what they sent back to the government would have cost about $450 million, right? The fact of the matter is that the communique that was sent from the JCA to the government was nowhere near that, right? All that we asked for was $1 million for the bid. That was the cost of the bid. If you wanted to bid for a round of 8 and the semi-final, the bid would have cost $1 million.
1 million US.
1 million US. And then to fix up the park, because the park is not in a state right now to host international cricket right now. There's
Right.
no scoreboard and the lights into it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked for an additional $1 million to do the retrofitting and the make the park up to scratch to really host that an international.
So that would be $2 million US.
So it is $2 million, which is $300 million. That
But
is
wouldn't you have to
that is
fix?
my calculation. Right?
Wouldn't you have to fix other venues outside of the park for
Training
practice
facilities
venues
and so.
Yes, there was a thought of fixing two other venues, I think, just for training purposes, and that is included in the $1 million that's for infrastructure development.
Oh, so the JCS said no, but I want to do it in some kind of timeline. At what stage why was it necessary for the ICC to come here?
They do that to every territory.
At what stage did they get here?
They went across the entire Caribbean and did that.
Before the April submission?
Before April submission. No, it was during the same period.
So roughly them time that the ICC came to Jamaica, and the ICC. So it was the ICC who said to the government,
"You need to fix up the place.
You need to fix up." Was it the ICC?
The ICC's assessment,
yeah,
and our request to the government,
yeah,
there's a discrepancy there.
So it was the ICC's figure of 450 million that the JSA is now using.
That the government is using.
That the government is now using.
Yeah, that is what is being quoted. Yeah.
Oh,
but you are saying it's less than the 450 million.
No, the JSA is.
Yeah, the JSA is saying it's less than the 450.
That they could have put it on for less.
JSA was 300.
Oh.
2 million US.
Okay, so people were wondering where did the government get that figure of 450 million?
I told you they took the ICC figure.
Yeah. Fine. So now we are learning, many of us for the very first time, that it was the ICC that made some kind of, what do you call it? Cost, but them call it, what's the term?
Cost analysis.
You can imagine that when the ICC guys come in here, they're coming from very well-to-do rich countries. Right?
Yeah.
So they would just put stuff down, I mean, okay, we need this, we need that. we had to be more careful because we know what the constraints were.
But Doc,
right?
the government is telling us that it was a cost-benefit analysis that they did to come to that full 50 million.
But they didn't do it.
You are telling us that really is just a regurgitation of what the ICC said.
Right. Yeah. This is my take on it.
Very impressive.
So they wouldn't have done an analysis. They would have just run with the figure.
Well, I can't say that they would not have done
Maybe their analysis directly coincide exactly with what the ICC said.
I can't say that either.
Can't say that either, Doc. But from a JCA perspective, you did your analysis, you did your calculation, and you said 2 million US, and we could have put on the World Cup.
We could have had the World Cup here. Yeah.
All right. So the Ministry of Sports now got the thing. It was copied to you. At what stage of the game did the JCA realize that, the government not moving as rapidly towards?
We were getting calls, and I, as a director of CWI, I was being called on many occasions. It was quite a few occasions that was called. What is happening to this bid? What is happening to the bid from Jamaica? We have not had a bid from Jamaica. And I would say, okay, give me some more time. Give me some more time to investigate this thing. So guess what? The announcement should have been made at the end of June by the ICC, right? CWI actually asked for an extension to the end of July.
Waiting on Jamaica.
And when that did not materialize, they then asked for another extension until the end of August.
Waiting on Jamaica.
So it was a 2-month extension, right? And of course, come the first week in September, they just couldn't hold
wait no more.
off anymore.
What was happening during all that time between the government of Jamaica and the
JCA?
And the JCA hierarchy?
Well, we were trying to get on to members of the government, right? Representations were made through more than one channel. I can only speak of what I did. I can't call any names, but I actually had a discussion with one minister, and then had someone who had a lot of clout and contacts to contact another minister. Right? So I was there working quite fervently trying to get something done because I couldn't understand the talk about this cost-benefit analysis. Because we are a tourism country. The last World Cup was viewed like 3.5 billion people worldwide.
Yeah.
No, we have 5 or 6 or 10 games in Jamaica, and teams by ESPN all over the world. There is no way that $1 million or $2 million could have covered that level of advertisement.
Yeah.
Plus, we had games in Jamaica, and I actually had requested that we begin the games that involved India, the World that involved India, because I know there was an interest not in the Indian market per se, but in the Indian diaspora market in North America, because there are 3 million well-to-do, relatively wealthy or wealthy Indians living in North America.
Hold on, Doc. Hold on.
We're at the break.
This is fantastic stuff in the paper. This is why the sports desk is the sports desk, and this is why we don't even know about us. This is why we're coming right back. And then he asked why I'm laughing. We set the pace in about us, so that's how I follow. We're coming back.
For all your water needs, purified and alkaline, visit Puriclear Water Store Limited at 17 Cleardale Avenue off Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10. Open Sunday to Saturday. The time, courtesy of Puriclear Water Store Limited, is 1:30.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute. It's sponsored by Dangerous Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, Edgecap, Any Bet, and Milestone Restaurant Bar and Grill.
Canada will get the chance to defend their Olympic women's football gold medal after clinching a spot at next year's Paris Summer Games on Tuesday after a 2-1 win over Jamaica. Canada came into the second leg in control of their own destiny after a 2-0 away win in Kingston on Friday, and after an early scare delivered the result the home crowd had come to see, convincingly punching their Paris ticket with a 4-1 win on aggregate. The Canadians joined the USA in the 12-team Olympic tournament, with the Americans having earlier clinched one of the two CONCACAF spots. That's sports in a minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Dangerous Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-929-9146 and in Maypen. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Any bet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly at the Milestone Restaurant Bar and Grill. Celebrate good food, celebrate good vibes.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandos Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
We're your partner in color, over 30 years strong, serving Jamaica beautifully, changing lives and leading the revolution with quality products innovated for when you need a superior finish. Edge campaigns are trusted, loved, and used by experts in the business of automotive, industrial, decorative, and furniture. We have the blueprint to help you create, vibe, and live life beautifully. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. We're your partner in color, over 30 years strong, serving Jamaica beautifully, changing lives and leading the revolution with quality products innovated for when you need a superior finish. Edge campaigns are trusted, loved, and used by experts in the business of automotive, industrial, decorative, and furniture. We have the blueprint to help you create, vibe, and live life beautifully. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Business is good when you're innovative and creative, when you embrace digital transformation, when you are a lifelong learner, when it is structured and resilient, when you're part of a community, when you do business anywhere, when you move from panic to passion, when you're with JBDC. Business is good. Whatever stage you're at in business, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation has effective solutions to help you succeed. JBDC, from concept to market.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at omegaklas.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, people, we soon be coming to know, but I'm sure you understand the importance of this. Dr. Bennett, the Vice President of the JC. You still there, Doc?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I get the feeling that you were putting in a lot of effort. And it's not as you would tell me. I've ears close to the ground within the JC, and I've ears close to the ground in other aspects of Western Australia. And what you're telling me now, I knew previous to know that Dr. Bennett was one of those who was trying to get it done and pulling the strings that you feel would pull. But that there is school of thought that the JCA now, we're not talking about Dr. Bennett the person. You are merely the vice president, if merely is the appropriate term. But that as a block, as a body, the JCA wasn't pushing and nudging the government hard. Would that be a fair criticism?
No, I don't think that's a fair question. I think the JCA did all that they could have done. But you see, it was difficult to get the conversation going because you make telephone calls and there'd be no answer. So it was very difficult to really agitate or to push a process forward because basically it was hard to get people to listen.
Why didn't you come to the media then? If you are trying to lean on the government and to to twist their arm to find not the 450 million that the ICC was suggesting, but you feel you could have put it on for 300 million. The government wasn't prepared to sit around the table based on what you're saying. Because I'm going to try the government. The man to the man, Babsy and I are fairly cordial with this. Why weren't you coming to the Jamaican public via the media and saying, people, we want to host this something here, and the government are not prepared to meet with us and have a thing? Why the hush hush?
We did not want to do that, right? I personally did not want to do that because it might have made the situation worse. Right? You don't really go, you really don't want to go and show people who are in control under the bus. The reaction can be not in your best benefit. Right? Your best benefit. But
in a way, we understand that.
Yeah. But let me say something. I see where the opposition is now trying to make this thing into a political thing, trying to get some political gain from this thing. But let me tell you, both the opposition and the government dropped the ball because the opposition was quite aware of what was happening, and they did nothing to agitate. And that is what they are paid for, to advise and to agitate and to pressure the government into doing things that are to the benefit of the country.
Of national interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know for a fact
that they knew. And not just MPs around, but people in the hierarchy of the opposition.
So they knew that the JCA wasn't getting anywhere with the government in hosting an election.
Knew that.
And they said nothing.
Or remember, you have senior members of government who used to play cricket at a reasonably high level,
Yes.
Of the opposition. So they knew. And I spoke to one or two of them, so I know that they knew.
And they said nothing.
They did absolutely nothing. So when I see this thing coming out now that the 8 countries or 7 countries in the Caribbean have gotten favorable response from the CWI, and that Jamaica is out, and I see the opposition now starting to take up the thing. No, I don't think it's going to get away with that because they knew it long before.
Okay.
Right? So let us be clear on that. Right?
Doc, let me ask you something. Before the break, you mentioned something about the tourism product. And I wanted to ask, by any chance, was Trelawney, quote-unquote, multi-purpose stadium taken into consideration at any point during this process?
No, we never even got there. We never even got to the point. You can't start the conversation about venues if you don't have to bid. You have to have a bid first of all. You have to have the tournament in your country. Then you can start that type of.
No, but you said they came to look at Sabina Park. What was Trelawney in the
No, I don't think they. I don't think they're into Trelawney. Yeah. Matter of fact, I know that they did not go to Trelawney for various reasons.
They probably don't know about it.
No, they're aware of it, but Trelawney has no lights.
So would it cost less than the 300 million to fix up Trelawney than Sabina Park? Or are you going to cost more?
No, it will cost a lot more.
All right, here's my final one for you then. There is virtually $1 million difference between what you said the ICC came and estimated and the JCA own projection for the thing.
Right.
What would be the major difference in that would cause that gap in what they felt and what
because we are aware of the constraints. We are here. We know the constraints of the government. We're not a rich country. So we had to send a bid that in a way, reflected, what we thought the government would have been capable and would have been willing to spend, right? So we wouldn't have wanted to go along the ICC route where it was came in and willy-nilly, we'll switch this, let's switch that, let's do it.
Yeah, in other words, I know it go. Because even me, when me have work for the right now, there's a plumber at me, I can understand. I nearly couldn't be this man. And I don't usually use any one. What you call it something there? You get 2 estimates. One man might charge you this for fix this, and another man charge you that.
Yeah.
And usually the real price is probably somewhere in the middle. So when did you say to the JC, to the government, as the JC or as a private individual, that listen, that 450 million that the ICC is telling you about, we could fix up the park and fix up practice grounds for much less than that? Was that ever communicated to the government?
go back to what I just told you. I said it was difficult to get a conversation going.
Yeah.
You couldn't even
Couldn't
get
even
them
get
to
that
sit around a table to discuss it.
It was difficult to get a conversation going.
Before we run that, in your estimation, an investment of 300 million, a lot of folks are talking about a return on investment. An investment of 300 million, do you see where Jamaica could have made a profit on that investment of 300 million Jamaican dollars?
I don't see. So let me refer to the other countries. You have 7 countries that have bid.
Yeah.
And their economies are much smaller than ours. So either we are very smart or they are very stupid.
Mm.
That is what it boils down to.
Why not? We're going to leave it here. This one is interesting.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Dr. Bennett, the vice president of the Jamaica Cricket Association. Somebody just text me that can say, sooner or later, we'll be talking to you
as president
in
of
another
the
capacity.
Okay.
No, let us not go.
Doc,
there.
hold on. Are you prepared to take calls from the public? Is that what you're signaling, Sean? Doc, somebody wants to ask you a question.
I'm prepared to take calls from the public. I don't have a problem with that.
All
right. So put up.
Who we have?
Who we have? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, man. Go right ahead. We're hearing you.
Good afternoon.
Berto.
Yeah. Harrison Garfield and Dr. Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have a question, a two-part question, which is pretty brief. Dr. Bennett, when would the JCA have known that?
Sorry, Berto, you need to speak up a bit. You were struggling to hear you.
I'm not hearing you.
We're not hearing you.
Yeah.
All right. You hear me better now?
Yeah, a little better. Wonderful.
Doc,
All right.
Doc, are you hearing him?
Just about, yeah.
All right. Go on, Berto.
When would the JCA have known that the Caribbean was hosting the World Cup? Not the bid process. And when the JCA found out, and I'm talking about the year now, when the JCA found out, would they have put together some kind of a committee to look at the hosting of the championship before you got to the government? Or is it a case that the only time the planning started was when the bid came out?
Good question.
I didn't hear that.
He wants to know because we knew that the World Cup would be held in the Caribbean 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He wants to know. He wants to know if the JCA, knowing that the tournament would be in the Caribbean in 2024, let's say you would have known that from 2020, if from 4 years ago the JCA had put together any kind of committee to say, this committee, we are putting that in place to dot the I's and cross the T's as far as the bid is concerned. Or did you all wait until the West Indies, the ICC sent the thing in April?
Yeah, well, there's a time difference between when the tournament would have been announced and the time when there was a confirmation, right? So I think the confirmation of the tournament coming here, I'm a little bit apprehensive about answering the question because I'm not quite sure of the exact date.
But whenever the time is done, let's say the confirmation that the World Cup would be here would be 2 years ago as opposed to 4 years ago.
Yeah. No, the answer to that question is no.
You didn't put together a list of people or a group, a committee to say, World Cup is coming here, we want to host John Brown, Tom Stewart.
No, that may have happened in January of this year, actually 3 months before the
bid came.
Yeah, the bid came. It wasn't like 2 years ago.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Berto, you're satisfied with that?
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
All right.
I'll leave it alone until later.
Yeah, Berto, you can call back, Doc, stick around for another 15 minutes. We'll take a few more questions from the public.
Okay.
And then we open the sports this time. Right after that.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission, JADCO, needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232 or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jm. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
It is your right to know what you want. Information at your fingertips. It's for the man in the streets, for those in business. Information for everybody. No one has it, so you can use it to develop your community. Your right to know information at your fingertips.
A message from the Access to Information Unit.
Business is good when you're innovative and creative, when you embrace digital transformation, when you are a lifelong learner, when it is structured and resilient, when you're part of a community, when you do business anywhere, when you move from panic to passion, when you're with JBDC. Business is good. Whatever stage you're at in business, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation has effective solutions to help you succeed. JBDC, from concept to market.
Here's great news for men 40 years or older with an NHF card. The PSA test for prostate cancer is now a new benefit. Use your NHF card and get a discount of $1,600 for one PSA test each year. Pay less for your PSA test and take charge of your health. Contact NHF for labs accepting NHF card for the PSA test. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
A message from the National Health Fund.
Filled with Bert's Charity 5K Run Walk, Sunday, October 1, 2023 at Emancipation Park. Register now. Adults 2,500, children 2,000, group and service clubs 2,000. Registration package includes chip bib and participation medal. Register today at runningeventsja.com. Building homes one step at a time with Bert's. Let's run walk for charity.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at omegaklas.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, so we're speaking with Dr. Bennett, and we have Dr. Bennett, Vice President of the JCA. We're feeling some questions from the public. No, not a discussion, question. Sir P.
Yes, good afternoon, Orville. Doctor, good afternoon. Yes, sir. Yes? Yes, just said they got ICC had asked that it would cost $400 and something billion dollars. And they said JCA proposal would be 300,000. Million. Yes, million. The JCA had a quantity somewhere that to come to a conclusion that 300 million would be a complete cost, because sometimes people bid low and in the middle of the project everything run out, so you have to go again and bid. Say you have a overrun. So the $400 billion would be appropriate to your 300 million without you have a quantity somewhere. Ask the total cost and the completion of the project.
Right, that's a very long question. But the question is...
Well, to answer the question very quickly, the ICC did not come here with a quantity survey. We just looked around and belted out some figures. We actually had quotes from more than one entity to read the cost of fixing the scoreboard and the lights, which were the two main things that would have inhibited us from hosting the tournament in a satisfactory way.
Mr. P, we'll leave it there.
Okay. All
right. Correction.
Yes. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mr. Bennett. Yes. Right. My question to you is the organization for which you now represent, the JCA. Would you say that you are satisfied that the JCA did everything in a timely manner to allow the government to make an informed decision whether to bid or not for the World Cup?
Yeah, well, remember the government now, the JCA would only be an agitator. The actual correspondence and decision would be between the CWI and the government in question. So we were acting on the behalf of the Jamaica Cricket Association because we had an interest in having a tournament here. So that is how we got involved in it. But it was a little bit above us.
But I'm saying, are you satisfied that you would have done everything?
At a higher level? Sorry?
Sorry to interject. I'm just saying, are you satisfied that the JCA would have done everything in a timely manner to give the government enough time to make an informed decision?
I am more than satisfied that the JCA acted as best they could, considering that there was a little bit of difficulty we getting a conversation going.
All right, correction, Doc. See here? I do want to, Doc, you're close to the cricket over the years. You said that the thing from the ICC about submitting bids came in April, with a deadline date for June, which was extended to August. Is the date of the asking for the tendering of bids usually over such a short time, or this one was a little bit?
That kind of sound tight.
Because it kind of sound tight. Hello?
If you're on the ball.
No, we weren't hearing it from start.
We had this problem not only with the World Cup, we had it with the Indian tour that took place earlier in the year, and we also have the problem with the English tour that is coming up in December, because we did not bid for those tournaments either.
No. So the question is, the ICC asked for the West Indian territories. Well, the WICB is asking territories to submit a bid, and they sent that communique in April for you to decide by June. That's a 2-month span. Granted, they were a couple of months extension. I'm asking if that is usually the case.
That is usually the case, right? And I just want to point out, I know that's not a part of the question, but I just want to point out that this $1 million that is it would cost you to bid is not something that you have to send in with the bid, You can arrange, the CWI is very amenable to a discussion, a timetable for payment. So this money could have been paid over a 2-year period. If Jamaica had wanted to negotiate, they could have negotiated at maybe 2, maybe up to 3 years.
What is that $1 million upfront for the bid for?
$1 million upfront is money that goes into the CWI coffers for development again, etc., right? This is what it is used for. But is usually a figure that is well below what a territory should expect to pay, considering the benefits that accrue when you get a bid.
But hold on, let me ask you. You said the submission is $1 million for the bid.
Yes.
If you're not successful in your bid, is that money refundable?
No, but I just told you that you don't pay until after your bid is accepted.
After the bid is accepted?
The bid is accepted in good faith, and then you can then go to CWI and negotiate terms of payment.
When you're accepted as one of the host countries?
When you're accepted as one of the host countries. So what I'm saying to you is that people, you might get the impression that, hey, Jamaica has to fork out $1 million. No.
That was not the case.
That is not the case. That is not the case.
Somebody wants to know that, Dr. Bennett, if temporary facilities were explored, because we know it has happened from time to time that you don't have to buy all the things that you need. You could rent an electronic scoreboard, etc. We understand that the USA is using a large percentage of the New York Stadium as temporary arrangements. Was that explored to say, okay, so we don't have to fix up Savannah Park at $1 million?
Well, we have a fixed facility, but yes, the scoreboard, the scoreboard, and we had multiple conversations with different people. Yes, you could have rented a scoreboard. Yes, you could have bought a scoreboard. But the fact of the matter is that the rental of the scoreboard, when you permutate the figures, you find the rental of the scoreboard would certainly over a 3-event basis, you'd actually be buying a new scoreboard.
It would make it work out.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
We have a Dr. Watson who wants to ask a question.
Yeah.
Doc.
Good afternoon, Dr.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm
I
fine.
want to ask something. Whose responsibility is it to prepare the bid and to bid for the matches? Is it the JCA or the government?
It's a government.
Mm.
The bid document
So we could say that
the invitation went to the government, not to the JC.
Yeah, because I think some people are misunderstanding the process.
No. This is a direct communique between Cricket West Indies and the government.
And then you were, as them
We are
saying
made-
in
we are
corporate
made
world, you were
of-
CC'd the info.
They were just agitating. They were just trying to agitate to get the government to engage, and the government refused to be engaged.
That's right. Yes. That is.
All right.
So, Doc,
But
let
we
me,
need to be clear.
so Doc, help us with this. It is ICC, Cricket West Indies, Government of Jamaica, JCA, in that order.
Well,
It is the government's responsibility.
yes and no. The ICC is not involved in the bidding process. The bidding process, the ICC awards the tournament to CWI.
Yeah, man, that's what I mean. It starts with the ICC, then it goes to CWI, then it goes to the Government of Jamaica, then
And
it
the
comes to
governments
the
of the various territories.
various
So
territories.
it
That's
is-
what I mean.
But the ICC is not involved with the government of Jamaica at all. It is CWI as the host of the tournament who then
Goes to the government.
Who does whatever they have to do to start out.
Okay, okay. All right. Understood.
Doc,
All right.
we leave it there, so that.
Dr.
All right,
Watson.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time. Yeah.
Oh, you have to leave.
Yeah,
Doc.
No, you never care which doctor this. Dr.
Oh,
Watson.
Dr. Watson is two doctors on the program.
So Dr. Watson will say thank you, but
Thank you, Dr. Watson.
I don't know if
Okay.
Dr. Bennett can still stay with us a little, because I'm sure some folks still have some bunks that they want to bowl at him.
So,
I'm not so young again, you know.
yeah, that's so
Down to that
Doc,
kind
I
of
tell you
village,
what. I tell you what. Who let them ask we the questions, and
Right.
I think you have said. I think we have explored all here.
You can probably come back for your second innings the next day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine.
But
you.
thanks for coming.
Thanks,
Go
Doc.
good. All right. Go good.
And just a reminder that I think we're trying to get Solomon. Solomon is supposed to come on
Yes,
for
they
the
are
punter.
raising
So
people,
between 2 and 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
somewhere in that region, Solomon will be.
We'll get him for the
Yeah.
punters as well. Now, two things that I took away from that. One, I didn't know, and 90% of the people listening to this never knew that the
government get it before the JCA.
No. The submission for the bid only came in.
Yeah,
I think most people
thought
felt
it was a long time thing.
that it was much longer than
Yeah, I was of that view too.
It's
Yeah.
only in April that the IICB reached out to the territory.
I wonder why they would do that though. When they have so much years
When
in
the
advance.
IICB would have known years in advance.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago.
Why wait till April?
Why in April? That part I don't get.
So the government now can defend themselves and say, "Boy, the information came to us at short notice."
But it would be the same notice for every other territory.
And
every
they
other
acted
government.
on it.
Yeah.
The smaller economies.
That is why I wanted to know. Is it that the thing from the IICB to the territories? Jamaica get for them in April, and other territories get for them
They
at
got
different
it
times.
at the same
They got it
time.
at the same time.
They acted
I didn't know that.
expeditiously.
I didn't know that. And B, I wasn't aware that the JCA was trying so hard. Certainly, this is the perspective of the JCA, because when you're in this thing long enough, you learn to listen.
And couldn't get
That they
seat at
couldn't
the
get
table.
the government to have a seat at the table. And I was upset that the JCA wasn't prepared to talk, because me reach out to them and say, no, come talk. But Dr. Bennett is telling us straight. Them afraid that they, as he said, it could have made
There is
situation worse.
local government elections and general elections on the horizon.
No, man, but at least have a discussion.
Can't afford 300, 400 million. We take a break. We'll be back with
And
more.
by the way, we because people were saying, where did the government get this 450 million figure from?
No, we know.
I think now we know that it was not. But what is interesting, it is the ICC who tell the
government.
ICB said that it would cost. And the JCA, the government is saying that it would cost after their cost benefit
But the JCA is at 300.
No. You don't get what I'm saying. The ICC, we are now being told, were the persons who said it would cost 450 based on what them say. The government came up with the exact same figure of 450.
Coincidental.
But they said it was
They use the
cost-benefit
same
analysis.
folks. They use the same folks at the ICC use.
Well,
we'll be back. folks.
coming back after the break.
If you're having roofing problems, Tropical Metal Products is here for your best choices in wide variety in roofing and window solutions. Call 765-9444. That's 765-9444. Do it.
The time by Tropical Metal Products is 2 o'clock.
Use bleach. Diluted household bleach solutions can be used if appropriate for the surface. Never mix household bleach with ammonia or any other cleanser. Unexpired household bleach will be effective against coronaviruses when properly diluted. Prepare a bleach solution by mixing.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at omegaklas.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, back on that. Time for the first selection.
Yes, it's on screen.
Brought to you by Edge Campaigns for people who dream in color. Let me be serious for a change. Be serious about that. And this, the first selection is one from Omar. It's called PM.
Yeah, yeah. Mama, yeah. Say every day we rise, we say we have to face the pressure, but we have to focus so we overcome the stress. Yeah. Say I gotta be firm and strong in a Babylon. Got to be wise in this time. Gotta be firm and strong in a Gideon. My people be wise and be strong. Yeah, every day we get up, it's another murder and another setup. Boy, me not know about you, but me fed up. Tired of the system, it way too mess up. Leaders, if you lead and stop, play catch up. No great potential living at the ghettos. Farmers all awards and no sign of wet up. Let's importation, exporting, we step up. Gotta be firm and strong in a Babylon. Got to be wise in this time. Gotta be firm and strong in a Gideon. My people be wise and be strong. So serve your purpose well. Seek and you will find. And don't be blind, not even to yourself. Yeah. Your talent is your wealth. And Father God will help. And don't be lazy, rise and help yourself. And you gotta be firm and strong in a Babylon. Got to be wise and be strong. Gotta be firm and strong in a Gideon. My people be wise and be strong. Yeah. To the youth, stay in school and don't be a fool. Education is your tool. Abide by the rules and don't be a footstool. Abide by the rules and don't be a footstool. Yeah. 'Cause you gotta be firm and strong. In a Babylon. Got to be wise and be strong. Gotta be firm and strong. Yeah. In a Gideon, yeah. Gotta be forward. Firm and strong. In a Babylon.
Oh, you gotta be strong. This is from Omari, and that was our first selection brought to you by Edge Campaign. I just got breaking news that Damian Lillard will leave Portland Trailblazers in a 3-team deal and go to the Bucks. Bucks can't lose in this.
The man, the Greek freak.
The man, the Greek freak. NBA not done. Matchups not overrated now. Economist, oh, you're the boss. By the way, we're trying to get.
Hold on, Economist. Come into your shot.
Yeah, we're trying to get
Solomon
Sharp for between 2:30 and 3 for the pod. Economist, go on now.
Good afternoon. Today you're getting Solomon Sharp.
Yeah, we're trying. Theme for between 2:30 and 3. You can't even call back if you want.
Yeah, well, I love that. Come have some searching questions to ask Solomon Sharp.
All right.
Avil, you know, one of the things you and your crew as sports guru in the Caribbean need to do, you have to make sure that you do a research as to the extent that TikTok and social media platform, if it have any significant effect in damaging the cricketing mind of our young males here in the Caribbean.
Why would that be?
In countries like Jamaica,
Why would it damage?
The government are turning back on cricket, man.
Yeah, but what that have to do with TikTok?
Because you want to know if you need to encourage more parents to ban the use of TikTok in their homes.
But why would TikTok not stop them from football and tracks and dancehall music and whatever else?
It depends on a thing named dopamine, my boss.
Dopamine?
Yeah, you have a hormone in your brain named dopamine that is known as the happy hormone. And is what gravitates you towards happiness that you...
Economist.
Oh, you mean economist?
Economist.
Yeah.
You are saying that TikTok would stop them from love cricket, but it wouldn't stop them from love football because of dopamine.
Research. Yeah, dopamine may be part.
You have any question?
No.
Well, I want to say something to you again. When government make all analysis like to spend money on World Cup cricket in Jamaica as against keeping election, you think I chew him attack?
If I chew water?
The government.
About what exactly?
You would like how the government not make no bid to keep no World Cup cricket in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You don't see that as an insult to the cricket population of Jamaica. Why?
Government had a decision to make and they made it.
Oh, he made it based on what you call opportunity cost. You know that?
Are they prioritizing what's important to them with elections on the horizon?
To them, who to them?
To them, the government.
Them is so what them to the wider cross section of the Jamaican people.
You're presuming that they're thinking about that.
Or you are presuming that they thought that the Jamaican public would be upset. They may very well have thought that the Jamaican public wouldn't mind them not spending $450 on a World Cup bid for Jamaica.
You think the Jamaican people, you don't think the Jamaican people deserve a piece of this World Cup?
Let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
I have long been saying on this program that cricket is dying, the passion for cricket is dying in the West Indies.
That's why I asked you to do the research.
Hold on, man. Hold on. And the passion for cricket is dying in the Caribbean and dying in Jamaica. The why is a different matter. If a government says that to spend $450 million on something that is a dime, personally, I would want the World Cup. Personally, I can give you several reasons why I think the World Cup would benefit us. But it's not an insult by the Jamaican government if they feel a $450 million expenditure wouldn't be in the best interest of a nation who they feel are losing the passion for the sport. The position is not as black and white.
I put two suggestions on your show, you see?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this here. You see, we African males, if we sit down and make the demise of male-dominated sports in this country drop and keep dropping at the rate it's dropping, somehow we have a sorry the day we ever born.
Why is football?
It's only sports can help the Jamaican African males, my boss, and crime and all them things, them are try fighting sport. I'm going to say something again, and I want to talk to your coach.
Yeah,
man, go ahead.
What is your name again, sir? Please?
Garfield Jones.
Garfield Jones.
Yes, man.
Jamaica College. It was said that Jamaica College played an over some ineligible player. Ineligible. Help me with the word.
Ineligible player.
Yeah, and they take away 3 points from them.
Mm-hmm.
And a 3-year probation. And the same thing at Dwight.
Jamaica College out of the competition. Seem like how them kick Camper down last year. Why?
Different circumstances.
What is different with it? Tell me.
It is being investigated. We can't go into all the details.
Investigated.
Yeah.
But they were playing with an illegible player.
Yeah, well.
Listen. I went to Jamaica College.
Hold on, Sean.
Yeah.
Hold on, economist. Sean, let me see it. Were Camperdown kicked out of the competition or were they docked point?
You mean that?
Sean, me see your finger. I mean, ask you two.
They were not kicked out.
Jesus, Sean, difficult thing.
Hello, one of my friends who was even
they were both.
And the Camperdown team.
Points.
Hold on, the economist, because you said something I'm aware.
They weren't kicked out. They weren't kicked out. They were docked points.
Docked points.
Yeah, so they weren't kicked out of the tournament.
Oh, Camperdown?
Yes.
You mean when last year?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so they play right up till it's finished.
Yes, they were. So I was wondering, what are you talking about kicked out? They weren't kicked out.
So may I ask you something now? These illegible players. What is going on with them?
Well, me understand the case with JC different from the case with Higgins.
Different how?
Not all right. Let me tell you what I've heard. It's not official. Me understand say at least in JC's case they might appeal. So I can't get no JC man to talk.
I never said this on your program in Orville.
Yeah.
You see the politics of sports in this country. One of the worst corruption we have in Jamaica. And it affects the youth, them and them crime in my part. My youth, we have to give the youth them something to look up to, man. And the politicians, them can't fix that, And we have to fix it on the ground with sport. Me tell you already, and me tell you again, say you Orville Higgins and your program and Class FM is the best sports show in the Caribbean. And you need to create a funding for make you know, say, we need money for run sports in our country, in our boss. All who can donate $1,000 come forth, and you can get a commission outside. We need a fund for our sport. We don't need a politician to decide
You know me going to change it.
Cabinet board cricket and all them things.
You know I'm going to
the sports.
We're going to change the name from economist to GoFund.
That
understand.
Orville, something wrong with GoFundMe.
We keep telling you, me now put up no GoFundMe on the radio, but I try fix no sports in Jamaica.
Why? Because
I don't mind thing that, my boss.
Why? So why you there on the radio promote sports and sports are put food on your table? You don't want to the thing grow.
And my responsibility.
No, you're part of your responsibility to prevent the youth them from go back in slavery. You never know. You are on the fourth estate working, which is the news media.
My responsibility is to get Jamaicans to speak sports and discuss it at a high level, and that is hard enough.
So what about growing the Jamaican sport?
I don't mind. That's what them not pay me for that, no boss.
It's above your pay grade?
Yes, sir.
The break, economist. Thanks for the card here. Next time.
The JSC Group, Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica Central Securities Depository Limited, and JCSD Trustee Services, providing a fair, efficient, and transparent stock market for over 45 years. The time by the Jamaica Stock Exchange Group is 2:15.
Real unboxing, a theory culture. Better never know a boxing turn up. Full of vibes when your friend them show up. Ready on October 7th as Jamaica Boxing Board presents another round of Real Nephew Fight Night. Fit and Glory. Watch as welterweight Akeem Allen faces Daniel Hilter alongside 5 amateur undercard matches and 3 exciting professional matches in Jamaica's biggest boxing showdown. People on the race, 7 p.m. at Ebonyville Community Center. Admission, top drink specials and surprise performances. Real Nephew Fight Night. Must be 18 years old and drink responsibly.
Every time I buy the Popeyes Max Box Crunch, wifey start move like airport security. Here are.
Box call. What happened at Popeye's box? Wait, 1 spicy chicken sandwich, 3-piece chicken strips, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda. But this is a whole heap of food.
So I'm going to wash me hand and come back. But the rest of the food gone. Here.
Items left unattended will be confiscated and devoured.
Good thing is that Popeye's Max Box Crunch we get. So we still have more food. Grab a Popeye's Max Box Crunch.
Popeye's good food again.
Filled with Bert's Charity 5K Run Walk, Sunday, October 1, 2023 at Emancipation Park. Register now. Adults 2,500, children 2,000, group and service clubs 2,000. Registration package includes chip bib and participation medal. Register today at runningeventsja.com. Building homes one step at a time with Bert's. Let's run walk for charity.
Design your dream home with Total Hardware and Supplies. We have windows of all sizes on special. Doors galore. Choose from our wide variety of porcelain and ceramic tiles. Experience the best deals on sanitary ware, jacuzzis, shower enclosures, and baths. Just to name it, we have it all. Come on down to 2 Aiken Hill Drive, Pembroke Hall. Call us at 631-7648 or WhatsApp anytime 507-0865. Remember, same-day delivery available. Quality products, great prices. That's the Total Guarantee.
Here's great news for men 40 years or older with an NHF card. The PSA test for prostate cancer is now a new benefit. Use your NHF card and get a discount of $1,600 for 1 PSA test each year. Pay less for your PSA test and take charge of your health. Contact NHF for labs accepting NHF card for the PSA test. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
A message from the National Health Fund.
The 2023 ISSA schoolboy football season promises to be another cracker. Will Clarendon College retain their DaCosta Cup title? Will Jamaica College retain their Manning Cup title? There are 6 cups up for grabs. Now, when the dust settles, who will reign supreme in the 2023 ISSA schoolboy season? Stay locked into your #1 sports station, KLAS FM 89, for live coverage of games, including all quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Live coverage of the ISSA 2023 schoolboy football is sponsored by Burger King Double Deal. Any 2 you pick is a win-win. Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Good food a keep. Access to information unit. Reigniting a nation for greatness. And KFC. Finger licking good.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE Online Trading.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and #1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
One of the things that Dr. Bennett said, I mean, there are several things that I took from the interview. The April bid, the fact that the thing comes straight to the government, not to the WIC, not to the JSA. But the other thing that he said, and I'm not discussing politics, I don't know me, is that both the JLP and the PNP were aware that the WICB had asked Jamaicans to put in a bid. And nobody from the opposition side was saying anything publicly about it. Now that there's some mileage politically to be gained, them flacking them.
Listen,
them shouldn't have flacked them from day one.
I put it to you that if the government, whatever government it is, whether orange or green, if it was in the first or second year of their reign, a bid would have gone. This is close to election. No 300 or 400 million